Here coming to you live from my office in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Today is September the 11th, 2025. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about Charlie Kirk. Like, who was Charlie Kirk? Why did he matter? I mean, I'm looking through my news feed last night and this morning. It's just every other post is about Charlie Kirk. And I think what stands out to me the most about Charlie Kirk is I've watched thousands of his videos over the last number of years, and just the way that he would openly welcome any kind of a question and respectfully dialogue, respectfully allow the person to ask their questions, and just calmly sit there and then share his opinion and why his opinion mattered. And he was a very vocal, uh, he stood for what he believed in. And I think it's an opportunity for all of us to learn from him and the life that he's lived. Yeah, I'm sure there's things that you and me probably wouldn't agree on that he of what he did or didn't do. But for the most part, what I saw in Charlie Kirk was a man who was not afraid to stand up for what he believed in, a man who was not afraid to confront evil, a man who was not afraid to share his opinion, share his voice. And if I think about, I don't care what political views you have of, right or wrong or I say right or wrong, right wing or left wing leaning, but Charlie Kirk was a guy that allowed you to have that opinion and was still willing to share his. And I have come to appreciate Charlie quite deeply the last number of years, and just the his message, his faith, his commitment to sharing kingdom values, his commitment to challenging people to think, and just the way of staying respectful, staying humble, and being able to take any kind of accusation and encourage people in that. Uh, he was a very pro-life, pro-family. Uh, he was an openly professing Christian. As I think about the tragedy that happened yesterday with the shooting of him in the midst of a debate, just completely unnecessary, completely uncalled for. But in that, I believe that God has a plan, and I believe it's an opportunity for the rest of the body of Christ to step up and learn from what he shared over the years. Uh, we can look at, yeah, he was 31 years old and a tragic life loss, and it is. But what can God do with that? Thankfully, there's thousands of videos recorded of him, and there's a lot of powerful messages out there that he has already shared. And I believe if we can learn from what he shared and just take the heart of what he shared and continue to be an example for our nation, to be an example for the next generation, and allow God to use us in a way that he has used Charlie Kirk. So I've never met Charlie personally, but I have, like I said, I've watched thousands of hours of his videos over the last number of years, and I've really come to appreciate his passion, his willingness to just stand up against any situation and call evil for what it was, and then bring God into the situation, bring the truth into the situation, and encourage people to think in that process. So yeah, just wanted to jump on here and just share a little bit of my experience. I was when I heard the news, I was surprised at how deeply it touched me because of I think it was because of the heart that he had to serve, and the heart that he had to challenge people to think deeper. And yeah, you just like a lot of other people. One of my prayers was, "Why, Lord? Why did you take him at this time?" But I also believe that this now calls for more people to step up and to share what God has laid on their heart. So hopefully that encourages you. Today is also September 11th, which is the 24th anniversary of the tragic day in 2001. And there's so much going on today, and I'm just thankful that we can turn to God and trust that He still has a plan and everything. So God bless you. Have a great day.